So today we're going to talk about the fight on poverty. This is a topic that is getting really popular for the last few years. UN has a huge budget, and there's a lot of organization now focusing on that. And what's been very interesting is how we just copy and paste model for the people at the BOP level. Unfortunately, one thing we've learned developing model to fight poverty at the BOP is first you got to fight the mindset of people. That has been our biggest challenge. What we've seen is our business, for example, ARED, we developed a business in a box solar kiosk to distribute key services, virtual top-ups, charging, Wi-Fi, etc., to build a one-stop shop business for people at the BOP. And when we do our recruitment training and support system, we realize that it requires a certain mindset. And the people at BOP tends to not fully understand business, number one. Number two, they have a very poor mindset when it comes to build something sustainable for themselves. They tend to want to depend on organization. And I think I blame, not going to blame, but a lot of organization comes in, give them stuff. I remember there was an NGO that was giving solar lamps, that was giving what they call cook stove, and et cetera, et cetera. And that's such a bad strategy. Of course, not for them, but for the people. Because now they tend to depend on those organizations. And they feel like now you're bringing a solution that can help them generate revenue as a business standpoint. They don't understand why you're not giving them everything, So we're building systems that really cripple those people, not just help. It doesn't challenge them and teach them how to fish for themselves. There's one of my favorite saying, it's better to teach a man how to fish than to give him a fish. So that's what has been the biggest challenge we've seen, the mindset of people. And when we started our program, we're just recruiting anyone and everyone that was looking for an opportunity. But what we've seen is after 2-3 years, that the people that really have that proper mindset perform much better than the ones that just, didn't care. So we put an emphasis on the training. And the second thing I want to talk about is how badly NGOs are structured to really have a long-term impact in those things. And our next topic will be really what NGOs shouldn't even be in that space anymore, because their structure is not fit to promote a really long-term structure. Their goal is to raise money to quickly solve a problem to move to the next fund. So we'll talk about, I call it the death of NGOs. But going back to what we mentioned about, mindset is the key. If you solve the mindset, then you can definitely give a chance to that person to really fend for themselves. And of course, you still have to give them an opportunity or a business opportunity or a job opportunity. But you have to first change your mindset. That's first and foremost what most of the resources should be going to, And how do you change that mindset? Training, teaching. And it takes time, changing somebody's mindset, even for myself, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but you have to create that spark in that person's brain, and give them different options, teach them how to think outside the box, allow them to actually come up with their own solution, that open their brain to what's going on out there, teaching them how they can productivity as far as in farming, for example, or in business, or et cetera, et cetera. And we've seen a lot of micro businesses don't have that type of training. We do a lot of accelerated program, for example, for regular businesses or medium-sized businesses. But on a micro level at the BOP, training is not something that people focus on. Yes, we're looking for solutions. The few ones that do spend time training, those individuals can see the impact. So we have a 3-day training program, for example, and we have a support system after the training. And we've seen the change when we brought the training along. So mindset is the key.